Getting ready for the podcast thing and how it goes.
You got a new whiteboard, yeah. So you about to turn up right now.
I have to, man. I'm trying to pay the bills, bro.
Absolutely, bro. Hey, we gotta keep the light. We gotta keep the lights on somehow, man. Can everyone hear us? Put a seven in the chat if you can hear us. You guys can hear us. Let me make sure I put this in the chat in the main group chat as well.
Yep, I can hear you, Derek. I'm in.
Okay, we have Mr. Eric. So guys, Eric just got started. He just got started. He's based in Milwaukee right now. He's moving to Chicago. He's ready to crush it. Mr. Eric, welcome to the family, bro. Welcome to the family. How you feeling
Thank
out
you.
there, bro? How you feeling? Are you excited? Because we've been waiting. We've been waiting for a lot. Listen, we've been waiting for the right time, and now you know what I mean. You ready to go? How you feeling out there? How you feeling out there?
I'm feeling great. I'm feeling great. Definitely excited to be here.
So guys, Eric is actually already a baller, right? He's already. I'm not gonna say how much he makes, but he's a big dog. I'm saying he ain't no. He's a big dog. He's killing it in what he's doing, and of course he's really excited about obviously learning the skill set, but helping others as well, man. So welcome, bro. Excited for you, Eric, and of course we've got big things to do. I told him if you can get 50 people in the room, we're coming to Chicago, do an event. So yeah, you know what I mean, and you know I'm pulling up. I love jumping on a plane, man. So any excuse to be on a plane, I want to be there.
Let's do it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, perfect. So Mr. Smith, a co-pilot. So today he's Shaq. I'm Kobe, right? Let me even show the picture, because I got. It's only right I show the picture, right? I got to show the picture, man. I mean, it's just like when I saw this picture, I was like, yeah, this makes sense. This is literally us right now, and yeah, this is us right now. There's the okay, bunch of commotion there. I hope they were arguing about some the Forex charts. You gave me the wrong signal, man. You didn't give me the right signal. This is us right now, man. This is it right now. Yeah, we're in mode right now. We, yeah, hey, you know. Hey, I'll take Kobe, no problem. I'll be Kobe. You know, Jermaine's about 7 foot. He's gonna be Shaq. But this is us. This is the type of mode we're in right now. I'm telling you guys, things are really happening, and obviously I'm really excited. You can tell by my voice, I'm fired up. So let's get right into it, man. Mr. Smith will take over from me. We're going to be both pinned to the screen. We're both going to go through some stuff. But I want to first touch on some analysis. And Jermaine will be touching on some charts as well this week as well. But a little update on gold. Let me know in the chat if you was on our call on Sunday. Okay? Let me know in the chat, was you on our call on Sunday? If you wasn't on our call on Sunday, what happened, man? What happened? Jermaine, I don't know what's going on. Some of them are sleeping, man. I don't know what's going on, bro.
They're missing out on the money, man.
I mean, they're missing out on the money.
They're missing out on the money, man. Sorry.
So let me know if you was on my call on Sunday, right? So we're doing these new calls called market overview calls, right? Okay, so yeah, Giselle's on all the calls. Wayne is on all the calls. Lydia's on all the calls. Yeah, these are the absolutely, man. Yeah, well, I know we had about 50 on that call.
Yeah.
And on that call, I broke down the structure of gold and how I see gold moving in the next, coming weeks. Prediction is that it's going to go up simply because it's respecting this Fibonacci level here. And there's, one thing that Jermaine and myself, the market moves in waves, and of course, this analysis right now is, as I predicted, is retesting this zone. It's bouncing around this zone right now. When you zoom out the market and you actually look at the market from a long-term perspective, it looks so much different. And you can see everyone's so worried about, this one candlestick, but there's so much more to it. And of course, this is an example of what we're working on. But of course, Jermaine will be going more into the charts later. But I'll be updating you guys on this actual system here, this actual trade, this actual chart as the weeks go by. So I want to touch on, guys, a couple of tools that you can actually use on your journey And one of them is called livecharts.com, is a currency strength meter. This is very important for those that are looking to just kind of find out which currency at this particular time frame, like right now, is strong and which ones are weak, right? And so when I'm actually taking trades, sometimes I'm looking at this. Again, this is just one of many indicators. This is not the be all and end all, right? But this is a system that we actually utilize as well to look at the strength of different currencies. So for example, CHF right now is super strong. These currencies are super weak. The USD, of course, it is almost, it's now, the banks are closing in the United States. I think it's, Eric, what time is it over there? It's 4 p.m. Yeah. So it's just about to close. Banks are about to close down. So of course, but yeah, so you can see here, there's various different strengths or weaknesses based upon which currency we're looking at. This is called livecharts.com. There's also another website called finviz.com as well, which also talks about the strength of currencies. So finviz.com, livecharts.com, it just gives a reading of which currency is strong, which currency is weak. The more confirmations you have, the better when it comes to trading, okay? We also have Forex Factory, which is incredible. This is a very, very important website. This website actually shows you what they call fundamental analysis, okay? So you're able to look at the markets with a fine-tooth comb and look at what's happening in the current economy as it pertains to economical news. So for example, so if we saw, so as you can see, so today, sorry, that's a 20 second, sorry. Yesterday. So this is literally happening. So tomorrow, which is Wednesday 25th, we can see here there's some news, and each folder has a different color, right? Now, if it's red folder, it means that it's high impact news, which means that it's going to impact the market either in a buy or a sell situation. If it's a orange, it means that it's medium level impact, right? And if it's yellow, it means it's regular, like small impact, right? So the red folders, those red folders are serious. It means money. It means also volatility. It also means liquidity, because people are coming into the markets. And we're going to be touching a lot, me and Jermaine will be touching a lot on liquidity. This is a topic that a lot of traders don't talk about, but liquidity, it basically means money coming into the market. You've got a lot of supply and demand. The market has certain periods where there's money pouring into the market, right? And these are moments when that's happening because people are investing in certain things. People are buying into the market, whether that be stock market, Forex, crypto, which affects liquidity zones in these different charts, okay? Which again, that's something we'll touch on in the future. But this is a very important site to go onto. Just have these websites written down. Thank you, Jermaine. You put them in the chat, so you guys can have access to this. These charts are really these websites are super key. Again, guys, the key thing is to have as many tools as possible, right? To really thrive in this space, to really thrive in this industry, and to have the success that you truly want. This is very, very, very important. So guys, you can see, you can go through the different days, and you can even research what these mean. New home sales, I mean, it says it what it is, right? But there are certain things that you may not understand, like CPI, right? This is a consumer price index, but you might want to research what this actually means. And there's different things that can affect the markets as well. So that's my little 2 pence done. I'm going to pass it over to my co-pilot to take over from here. He's got some incredible source to share, and I'm excited, man. Obviously this community that we're building here, guys, is a different type of community. One thing I was talking to Jermaine about this as well is, there's so many different companies right now in the trading space. Okay, so the question is, what makes our community WealthMakers so different from other communities? And one thing that I can say and I can vouch for, shout out to Sylvia Bia. She just got started as well. Put a 777. Sylvia, welcome to the team. I've been knowing Sylvia for a long time. We go back years. She's actually based in Norway, so we're going to be expanding in Norway as well. Welcome, sis. Welcome. Oh, she got two of the cutest little babies, man. I saw her in Norway for the first time, and I mean, shout out to her kids. And she's got a big reason why, man. So I'm excited to help her achieve her goals. Welcome to the family. So anyway, when it comes into this community, we're really focusing on, value. Okay, it's not hype. It's real value. It's giving people an opportunity to make money in these markets and to understand how they can really grow financially. That's what's going to differentiate us from every other community. It's not even going to be the numbers of people in our community, because it's not always about quantity. I believe quality is better than quantity, right? That's what I'm sure you believe the same. So we're going to make sure that every single one of you, if any of you are not, like, you may not understand some things, you cannot be quiet about it. If you have everyone has a mentor, right? It's your job to reach out to that mentor, say, listen, how can I do this? How can I do this? If you're struggling with the copy and paste, or you're struggling with utilizing Monara or utilizing one of the apps, we want to make sure that all of you are comfortable and competent with utilizing these platforms, so you can go out there and have the success that you truly want. And of course, with that being said, you're going to be able to monetize from this space. You didn't come here for a charity. You didn't come here to wave your hands and sing Kumbaya. You came here, listen, we got kids. Most of us have got kids in this call. When you got children, you got a whole different responsibility, right? You got to make it happen. And so these calls are, I want you guys to really promote these calls to your team. Make sure all your team members are on these calls from, like every single week, because these calls have been taking place every week for the past, I think, 15, 16 months now. And now we're adding the Sunday calls to give you guys even more value every single week. So guys, so I'm excited for every single one of us. The value will keep on getting higher. There'll be more educators rising up, more people rising up giving value. We're gonna raise up more people who will be giving value, guys. So I'm excited. Let me welcome up Mr. Smith to go out there and share the source. He's got a lot to share. This is Shaq right here, guys. Shaq, 6'8", you know what I mean? My brother, true brother of mine. This is someone that's been rocking. We've been rocking together. And the crazy thing is, we and Jermaine were rocking together. And this is when you know it's a true friendship. We were rocking together. We was in another company called IML. We weren't even in the same team. And we were like supporting each other. I'll call it, what's up, bro? Like, we'll link. I would always see him at the events by the door, man. He was always, I don't know, made sure he was a security guard, man. He was bare by the door, you know what I mean? And man, he's a true brother of mine. Now we're rocking together. It's incredible to see his progress. And he's a father, a family man, a highly esteemed person in his community, man. So I'm proud of you, bro. And thank you for serving the community, man. Over to you, bro.
Oh, big respect, man, and right back to you, man. I give you your flowers as well, because you know what, without Kobe, there might be no Shaq, but without Shaq, there might be no Kobe. So let's run it out, right? I don't mind being Shaq, bro. I just watched that series that he's got with the going back into the sneaker game and all that. He's got a lot of money, bro.
Listen,
Got a lot of money,
Shaq is
bro.
worth about 400 easy.
No, did they say 500?
500, yeah, that's about right.
Half a bill?
Yeah, he's coming for that Billy, man. I mean, he owns about what 25 five guys or something. He's just different.
Yeah, it's nuts. All right, let's get into this trading space. All right, big up, big up. So look, guys, welcome to the call. Let me just see. I'm just gonna spotlight. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so welcome to the call, everyone. For those who don't know me, my name is Jermaine. I've been part of this trading space now, coming up close to a decade. Absolutely love the trading space. This is one thing that I can categorically say that in my life I have never quitted. Okay, and I've never stopped. It's not like the gym. We start, stop, or some other activities that we have. We start, stop. Trading has been the one consistent thing for me, purely because I really understand the power of it. And guys, we do these calls to not just to influence you, but to press upon you that you can also do exactly the same thing that we are doing. Okay, there's no college degrees here, there's no university degrees here, there's no economics degrees. It's just purely repetition, discipline, consistency, and eventually you will get to understand and learn the processes of how to take trades. Now, the good thing that you guys have that I never had when I first started was the amount of tools and support that is available to you right now, not only in the team, but also on the iconic platform as well. So I'm going to be going over a couple of things today. Derek, I just wonder if you can just do one thing for me, bro. Just drop the risk management criteria in
Yes.
the WhatsApp group.
Yes,
I
yes,
want to
yes.
bring that up on a PowerPoint in a second.
Okay, perfect.
And that's going to be my first topic that I really want to go over because I truly believe that risk management will keep you here for a long time. Correct risk management will keep you here for a long, long, long time. And I never knew this in the beginning. Okay. So if there's anyone on this call right now that has been taking trades, maybe you've blown accounts, maybe you've got it wrong, maybe you were supposed to type in 0.01, you typed in 0.10 and so on and so on. Guys, it's all part of the journey. I need you to know this. It's all a part of the journey. I don't know any trader that has not got risk management incorrectly. And I'm going to tell you why. There's something in our bodies called endorphins, right? So when we get excited or when we need to use a certain level of pressure or we see something that is kind of enticing to us, there's something that is released in our bodies. Okay. And when that's released, it makes us want to even do it even more. Okay. So that's where the whole gambling sort of mindset comes from. If you're a gambler, you go in with a $10 and or the £10, and the next thing you know it, you're blowing a grand, you're blowing 1,000, right? Because you start to get overly excited. But guys, that's not how trading works, okay? A lot of people come to me and say, Jay, well, is it gambling? Is it this and this? And trading is not gambling, okay? There might be some similarities, but we have things that protect us from that gambling sort of outcome, okay? So one of the things that I really want to touch on today, I just want to see if this, let me see if it's there, is actually your risk
Yeah, I
management.
put it in the WhatsApp chat. Yeah.
Perfect. All right, so let me just copy this quickly over. Uh, boom, 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 boom. Okay, give me 1 second, guys. I just want to just put this on this so I can actually put it on the slide. Boom, boom, boom. Okay.
So, guys, what he's going to cover now, guys, is risk management, and I'll say risk management. I've seen Jermaine trading accounts. So when I say he knows what he's talking about in terms of managing your risk and understanding, guys, this is the most important thing because even like let's say in the business side, we always say this, and one thing that I always learned from the mentors, from the coaches, they would always tell me there's two things you can control. Alex would always say it, and David would always say it. There's only two things you can control: your attitude and your activity. They would always say that to me every single time. And it's the same thing as trading. Your attitude, your mindset, and your activity pertaining to your risk management. This is a mindset thing. And Jay, I met the other day. You know that guy, Starboy, the trader.
Oh yeah. I remember Starboy. Yeah.
I met him in London.
East.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In about few days ago, right?
Hmm.
Chrissy said risk management is key. I call it VIP, very, very important plan. Exactly. Chrissy, the same thing. Like it's a mentality, right? I met with Starboy, and guys, some of you don't know who's Starboy, right? But he's made. Let's put it this way: he's made 8 figures in trading. He's made well over $10 million in trading. And I asked him a question. I said to him, "Hey, bro, like, what's the key?" Because he was with us in IML, and he was by far the best trader in the company. And he said the reason why, guys, write this down, because this is actually one of the key things. This is going to add to what Jermaine is about to say. This is one of the things that when he said this to me, it really made me realize. Because we always hear that trading is 90% mindset, and it sounds really cute. Oh yeah, trading's 90% mindset, man. It's 90% mindset and all this stuff. But guys, I'm telling you right now, it is 90% mindset. And here's why. You could be trading and you could be in a gambling mindset. And what happens is you haven't healed. There's certain things that even in our personal life we haven't healed from. And that will play out in our trading. Trading is a relationship with money. It's almost like, let's say we talk about traumatic relationship. That's a whole other debate. But let's just say people that have trauma, they haven't healed from something and they go into another relationship. That's how it is with trading. And we're over trading because we're trying to overcompensate for something. So he said to me, the reason why he's made all that money is because he actually had to heal from certain things. And in his mindset, in his psyche, he had to get out of his own psyche and understand, okay, I need to grow. and then he actually healed. Now his mind is calm, so he's not revenge trading. He's not over leveraging his account. So guys, focus. Trading is about the mentality. If you can be in as zen as possible, you're gonna make a lot of money. Go on, Jay.
Yeah, 100%. I definitely agree. And this is something, guys, that you have to learn along the way, unfortunately. There's no sort of time frame to when you are going to understand this or learn this, but this is something that you definitely are going to learn along the way. This will stop you from capping out very early in the game. Okay, and I'm going to tell you why, because it's very disheartening to put your last maybe £200 or £300 or £1,000, whatever it is, into a trading account and just lose it. And then you have to wait till payday or wait till the next two paydays to be able to get back into the momentum of trading. Okay. So it's very, very difficult for somebody like that. And that's why we try to encourage you to use your demo account as much as possible, because at the end of the day, you want to make sure that you understand how the risk works. Okay, you want to understand how the risk works. So look, guys, look, I know it's on the screen, but I'm gonna actually go through this, all right? I'm gonna go through this. I'm gonna actually go through this. So if you have an account that is between 100 to 300, the max risk you should be using is 0.01 to 0.03. Okay, there's no smart caption in here. If it's obviously 200, it's 0.02. Okay. So that's the maximum that you should be using at any given time. Max free trades at any given time. Okay. Now, if you're brand new, I would recommend, even if you've got £500 in your account, you use 0.01. Why? Because you're now learning these processes. 400 to 600, you can see it's in there, 0.02 to 0.05, 700 to 1000, 0.5 to 0.10, 1500 to 4000, and so on and so on and so on. Now, there's a particular reason to why these actual numbers exist, okay? Because it is to balance the opportunity versus the risk. Okay, it's to balance the opportunity versus the risk. What does that mean? It means that we want you to win a lot and lose a little. But if you over leverage, unfortunately, you maximize the risk and you diminish the opportunity. Okay, because now what you're doing, you're saying that I can over leverage, I can overbid on this particular trade, which doesn't allow me much room of maneuver if the trade goes against me. Okay, so you want to make sure that, guys, I would say either write this out or print it out. But when you come to the trading platform, just don't take a trade just like that. Okay. The reason why we're homing this in is because we are teaching you what we have learned along the way, the hard way. So we want you to learn this skill set in a much easier and comfortable way than we did. Okay. Now, I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to be straight and honest with you. You may still be hard-headed and still need to learn your own way. Okay. And that's absolutely fine, guys. That is absolutely fine. Some people are going to learn this in 10 days. Some people are going to learn this in 1 year. Some people are going to learn this in 3 years. You're going to learn at your speed. But one of the things that you categorically cannot say is that we are not sharing this information with you. Okay. We are opening our own toolbox to share with you the things that we purposely have gone through, so that you make sure that you don't have to go through exactly the same thing. Okay, there is a saying, and I learned this from the MLM space, which is there's no shortcut to success. Okay, but then I heard one of my mentors say, do you know what? There is a shortcut to success, and it's called mentorship. Okay, it's called mentorship. If you decide to take the same journeys that the mentors and the coaches and the enrollers are telling you, it will shorten the time that you see success in this space. Okay, so that's the first thing that I wanted to cover before I even go into any charts, before we go on to taking any trades or anything like that. Make sure risk management is key. It will keep you in the game for a long time. Guys, let me just see who's following that. just type a risk management or risk man in the chat, just so that I'm clear that what we've explained to you, you guys understand. Okay. Risk management helped me grow my account. Perfect. Exactly. Exactly. Risk management. Risk management. Come on, guys. Risk management. Risk management. Risk management. Risk management. This is not a call to even be lazy. This is a call that's going to make you earn money in the trading space. That's what I'm talking about. So, guys, look, let's go over to one of our tools. Okay. If I would assume that if you are on this call, you've already started. Okay. If you're on this call and you haven't really started and you're just coming to see what's going on, etc., this is a really good call for you to be on, because I'm going to show you some stuff that you'll have your hands on once you do get started. Okay. But let me just check to see in the group who in the group has actually been on this platform for, let's say, more than 1 month. Put a number one if you've been. Put a number two if you've been here for more than 1 month, and put a number one if you've been here less than 1 month. Number two, more than 1 month. Number one, less than 1 month. Okay, let's just see who we have on the call. Okay, okay. So we have more newbies on the call. Okay, that's perfect actually. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna take this nice and slow so you get to understand this tool. Okay, and then we'll hit onto the charts. So let me share my screen. Boom, boom, boom. So what you're seeing on the screen right now is a tool called Monara. Okay, this is patented to Iconic. Okay. And one of the things that I would definitely tell you is that this particular tool is something that I learned from just short of a decade ago, and it actually set me on the right trajectory to learn this trading skill. So don't overlook this. Now, there's many other services on this platform. You've got the whole copy and paste. You've got the swipe to trade. You've got the crypto side. You've got the stocks and share side, and so on and so on. But this particular tool I resonate with because this is what I was using when I first came into the game. Okay. This is what made me get my first 4-figure days, 5-figure days in this particular, in not 5-figure weeks, I should say, in this particular space. Okay. The 5-figure days are coming. The 5-figure days are coming. Yeah. Okay. So look, this is a tool that actually scans the market. Okay, it scans the market for you, looking for the best opportunities for you to take a trade. Now, how does it work? When it's scanning the market, it's looking for a particular algorithm. This is a calculation tool, and it's looking for particular calculations within the market that give you the best opportunities to enter the market, but not only enter the market, also give you your take profit and also give you your stop loss, and also give you your ratio, okay, of what that trade is going to give you. So let me just go to monitor here, and I'm actually going to go to this daily trader. I've managed to say a few things. If you see me jumping and skipping, guys, this is something you're going to learn along the way. So because we've obviously got limited time on this call, I want to make sure that you guys get to see how this tool actually works. So what you're going to see on the screen now is a pattern. Okay, this is a pattern. You have many different patterns. You have the spark, you have crab, you have deep crab, you have cipher, bat, shark, and so on and so on. I wouldn't focus so much on the names right now, because all the patterns more or less do the same thing, just at different times of the market. Okay, just at different times of the market. So how does this actually work? So basically, you're going to get a pattern produced in the market. I'm trying to find one that hasn't actually taken. Oh, this is a good one here. You're going to find a pattern, okay, that is working off of an algorithm. This is AI-driven algorithm that's going to tell you when to enter a trade and when to exit a trade. So if you're brand new here, okay, I can take anybody that's brand new. I can go on the street right now and take Joe Blows off the street right now and say to him, listen, download MT5, and this is what I want you to do. I want you to type in your pair type, and then I want you to type in your stop loss, and I want you to type in your entry, your target. Okay, and that's it. That's it. Everything in between, you're going to learn what's happening along the way. But the actual action to get into a trade is very, very simple. Okay, I want to look for a trade pair type that we're kind of used to. Let's have a look here. Boom, boom, boom. One that's successful. That's incomplete. Boom, boom, boom. So if we look for Euro GBP. Okay, so this is a trade that we might even be able to get into, to be honest with you, because I've marked this up for a sale on my own charts as well. So this is Euro GBP. This is the euros versus the Great British Pound, okay? And what we're saying for this particular chart, we are going to sell. Now, why are we going to sell? If you're brand new, okay, anytime that you are anytime that the charts are moving up, you are buying the currency. Anytime that the charts are moving down, you are selling the currency. Now, how do you know whether you're buying or selling? I'm going to give you a very simple analogy. I need you to make some notes on this, guys. If your stop loss, okay, if your SL is above, it means that you are selling the currency because your target will be below. Okay. Now, if you are buying, it means that your stop loss right here is below and your target is above. It means that you are buying the currency. Okay. The one that we're going to focus on right now is selling. Okay. We're going to focus on selling the currency. So this particular chart is Euro GBP. Okay. And what we have here is the entry. We also have the stop loss as well. This is all manufactured for you in this particular algorithm, on this tool, on this software. So you don't even have to be some genius coming in here knowing all of this information. But what you do need to know is how to enter your stop loss and your target. Now, believe it or not, guys, if you was in this trade and you already entered this trade, if it's going to come down, if it does come down to target 1 and target 2, you will make money out of this trade. Okay. Now, if you're new, you haven't watched the videos just yet, you might be thinking, well, how is it going to generate the money? Where is it going to stop? The whole purpose of entering the coordinates of your target is where the trade is going to cut off for you automatically. The money that is generated from that will then go into your holding. Okay. You will be able to see that on MT5, on your MT5 account. If you need to extract that money, you go to your broker, you do a transfer from your broker, depending on what broker you use, depending on, I don't know what time frames they have for these transitions, but you go through your broker and then that gets sent straight to your bank. Okay. Or you can get it sent to a wallet, whether it's you want it in crypto, whatever the case is. That's how simple the transaction is. Okay. Make it as simple as possible for yourself. Learn to copy and paste. Learn to use this tool. Learn to copy and paste. Make it as simple for you as possible. Okay. But once again, correct risk management, because if you use the incorrect risk management and this trade goes against you, you could end up wiping out 30 to 40% of your account. If you're using correct risk management, you might end up, if the trader goes against you, wiping out maybe 2 to 3% of your account. Okay. It's a big difference there. It's a big difference there. Okay. So I'm actually going to take a screenshot of this particular trade. And I'm going to plant this in the group. I'm actually going to be taking this particular trade as well. Boom, 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 boom. Where are you? Boom. So guys. Right, perfect. So let's go back to the scanner. All right. So basically, what you want to do on a day-to-day basis, and this is going to take some time. So let me backtrack a little bit. I was challenged by somebody that's in the group. They were not, I don't want to say they're complaining. Their concerns were that, they're gonna have to take some time out to be able to look at this, and they don't have the time, and they're always busy, and so on and so on. So guys, we got to a point where my response was, unfortunately, you're not going to make the money that you want to make. I had to be very brutally honest, okay? Because trading is something that you need to spend. You need to take a little bit of time out of your day to actually assess what's going on in the market. Now, whether that's 1 hour, whether that's 30 minutes, whether that's 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, whatever it is, this tool is going to generate you more income than your job. Okay. Unless you have a high powered job, this is going to generate you more money than your job. So think about what should be the priority when it comes to your spare time. Okay. This has to at some point become your priority. I'm going to tell you why. Because you can stay here and be a spectator and watch everybody else money, or you can join in and play the game and make money for yourself as well. Okay. So you do need to spend a little bit of time with this, whatever you can give to make sure that this works for you. Okay. My sacrifice is, I'm away from my wife right now. I'm in an office space and I could have been doing anything. We could have gone for walks, we could have gone for drinks, we could do anything. We don't even care what day of the week it is. We do what we do on a weekday, what regular people do on a weekend. We might just go for random drinks on a Monday at some high-end posh hotel, dress up, whatever. But in order for me to maintain that or do that, I have to put my efforts onto the charts for a period of time to make sure that I'm making money. Okay. So I'm trying to give you some clues here. I'm trying to give you some hints here that yes, you are going to have to spend some time here. Now, when I come to the Monara tool, this is what I do. I go to the settings. Okay. I look for the time frames that I personally want to trade. Now, the time frames that I trade, 30 minutes, 1 hour, and H4, which is the 4 hour. Now, if you want to make a little bit money a bit quicker, but in a shorter time frame, you might want to trade the M5 and the M15. Okay, they are going to be shorter trades. They're going to be more of them, and they're going to be quicker to get you to target. But what I find personally, me, that the M30, the H1, and the H4, the accuracy is higher. Okay, the accuracy is higher. Now, I only want to trade Forex and metals. I don't want to trade any indices, commodities, and bonds on this particular scanner. I only want to trade the harmonic, what you see on the screen right now, this little shape thing is called a harmonic shape. I only want to trade the harmonic shape. I don't want to trade wedges, triple bottoms, ranges, cup and handle, all these sort of things. Although I know how to trade them and I can use them, I want to make this as simple as possible. Okay. And I don't care whether the trade is going up or if it's going down. I just want it to show on my scanner. Then I want to go to security, which is going to be your Forex pair types. Okay. I want to trade all major currencies. Okay. I want to trade all major currencies. I'm not so interested in the minor currencies. Okay. So I've unticked those. Now, what's the difference between the major and the minors? There is a lot more liquidity, a lot more movement in the majors than there is in the minors. Okay. I don't want to trade bonds, indices, commodities, metals, and so on and so on. Now, guys, this is my preference. Along the way, you're going to find your own preference. Okay. You're going to find your own preference. This is my preference. One of the things that I would say to do is that if you're brand new, just copy and paste, guys. Just copy and paste what I do. Copy and paste what Derek does. Okay. Copy and paste what any other trader does, any other trader in the group, because that will get you off the mark. And then slowly, you can start to make and tweak and make things your own. Okay. So I've selected that now. So what I can do, I can come here and I can say my charts. Okay. And I can save that. So I don't have to keep applying those settings all the time. So as you can see, it says my charts. As you can see, I've got some saved things in GB time zone 1, daily trader, my charts. Okay, so my charts has everything that I need on it right now. Okay, now also you have here, which is it's like a filter system that you can set. So you want to make sure that you're trading the highest time frame. So we're on the 24th today. So this is the 24th. Okay. You could also go to successful which may obviously take out your time frame a little bit. But at the end of the day, you can just filter through that, right? So look, I'm going to filter through and I'm going to see what's going on. So incomplete means that it's not ready yet. It means that it's not ready yet. Okay, the chart is not ready yet. All trades are taken at the D point. Okay, all trades are taken at the D point. It's not ready yet. Okay, so I'm going to be looking for things that are successful. Okay, or complete. So complete is here. So this is another trade, USD Chef, that is right for you to take a trade for right now as well. So I'm going to copy that and I'm going to drop that in the group as well. Okay, these are all trades that you can take. Now, some trades will go against you. Okay, so just because it says to take the trade, the entries here to take the trade for a buy, some trades may go against you, and that is just how trading works. The purpose of why you are taking multiple trades is to take more, to win more than you lose. The accuracy that I find from here is about 70 to 80% accuracy. Okay, so that's almost like me telling you you can win 70 trades, but you might lose 30. Now, if you have a risk to reward that is like 4 to 1, 3 to 1, obviously you're going to make more money by the time you've reached that 100%. Okay. So here now, you go to your MT5. Okay, if you've got MT5 downloaded already, you go to MT5. You're going to look for USD Chef, which is a Swiss franc, and you're going to enter for a buy. Why are you going to enter for a buy? Because your stop loss is below, your target is above. You're going to look for a buy. Now, you might want to write this down. You might hear 3 different phases for buying the market. You might hear someone say they're buying the market. You might hear someone say it's bullish, or you might hear someone say it's going long. Okay. Those 3 terminologies are all in the same direction. Okay. Make some notes on this. Now, you might hear some 3 terminologies for someone that's selling the market. You might hear someone say they're selling the market. You might hear someone saying it's going bearish, or you might hear someone say it's shorting the market. Those 3 analogies is exactly the same. They all sell in the market. Okay. Now, how easy is it for you to just open up this platform, scan through the market to see what is complete? Okay. Click on complete, go on your MT5, copy and paste. I'm actually going to get into this trade right now in front of you. Okay. We're going to get into this trade right now in front of you. So I'm going to go to my MT5. Okay. I'm going to look for USD Chef. Okay. USD Chef. It's not a pair type that I normally trade, so I might need to add it. Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? USD Chef. Okay, let me add it. USD Chef. Okay, cool. So I've added that pair type. So I go to UFD Chef. I go to new order. Okay, I'll go to new order. Okay, and this is what I do now. The stop loss, which is here, this information here, I'm going to copy onto my MT5. Okay, which is 0.7978. The TP, the take profit, I'm going to copy take profit 1. Okay, which is 0.8104. I'm going to make sure I have correct risk management. Okay. And I'm going to press buy. Done. I'm in the trade. I'm in the trade. It's that simple. Okay. So guys, you don't have to be a scientist to even how to acknowledge how to get into a trade. It's very, 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 very simple. Okay. So let's look for another trade. We've got USD Chef. So we've got, this is another USD Chef trade. Okay, this is on a slightly different time frame. One is on the H1, one is a 1 hour, one is on a 4 hour, but they're both showing the same thing. So for me, that's a double confirmation that this trade is going to go in the right direction. Okay, we have another successful trade here as well. Let's have a look. Where you see failed, it means that this particular trade hit stop loss. You would have lost money in this particular trade, okay? When you have incomplete, as I said before, it is not ready yet. So you're looking for all the success or complete trades to take, okay? Here's another one. So this is Euro GBP. I personally wouldn't take this one just yet because it's in consolidation. This sideward movement is not enticing enough to take, okay? We need it ranging. We need it either going up or coming down, okay? Same here as well. Euro GBP is saying it's a buy, but it's too much sideward movement at this point in time. However, if you're using a demo account, at all counts, take the trade because you want to learn how it works, right? Once again, Euro GBP, complete for a buy as well. So if I'm seeing 3 buys for Euro GBP, that should be enough confirmation for me to take this particular trade for a buy, okay? Let's have a look and see what else we've got. We've got GBP Chef. This trade was actually taken. If you had taken this trade, you would have earned money because it hit TP2. Okay, you would have got in up here by the entry. Your stop loss is here at the top. It means that you're now selling this market. You would have made money. Okay, so it's that simple, guys. It is really, really that simple. Okay, so I'm going to come off Monara for a little bit. I'm not sure if Derek is still on the call. I'm going to come off Monara for a little bit. And I'm going to go into what is called Trading View. Okay, I'm going to go to Trading View and we're going to have a look at some of the markups that I have for this week. And these are trades, guys, that I will post in the group, but this is more for educational purposes. You can take the trades, but I would recommend taking it on your demo account, okay? Starting with, let's have a look at gold, actually. I know Derek went over gold for a buy. I definitely second that for a buy as well. Okay, I definitely second gold for a buy as well. Now, why do I believe that? Because it's already come down to this level here. I don't necessarily believe it's going to break this level, okay, for more sell-off. I believe we're going to start to buy up the market in this direction. So we came down, came here, we go here, we come back, we break here, we come here, and we go back up here. Okay, that's the movement that I'll be looking for in gold. Okay, guys, and feel free to take screenshots. I can post this in the group if you want as well. But as I said, these are more for educational purposes. Okay, so let's have a look at some more charts. Let's have a look at EuroCAD, what I believe is going to happen in EuroCAD. And when I say what I believe is going to happen in EuroCAD, guys, I don't run the markets. Okay, these are just trades that I will be looking out for in the market. I believe EuroCAD, we are going to get a buy up on EuroCAD. It's a little bit strange because if gold is going up, the CAD and USD normally are very stagnant. But I do see some formation happening here for it to break this zone and then retrace or pull back and then go back up. Okay, this might be a little bit more shallow, like so. Okay. I want to get a chart that I can actually probably break down for you guys so you can see. Boom, 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 boom. This is Euro USD. I want to get a chart that I can really break down for you guys. Boom, 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 boom. EuroCAD. You need to take that trade. If there was a particular pair type that you want me to go over, let me know as well. Okay, here's a trade that I should be in right now. I'm not in the trade. I should actually be in this trade right now. This might be a good trade for you guys to look at as well. So I marked this trade up a couple of days back. And this is what I believe the trade was going to do. And as you can see, it's planning out exactly how I want it to plan out. So I'm going into this trade for a sell. Okay. This is the coordinates that I believe are going to take place. I'll post this in the group as well. Feel free to take a screenshot. So you can take this for a sell. Okay, this is NZD CAD. This is on a 4-hour chart. I looked at it, but now it's actually starting to break my zone. So let's look at it in a little bit more detail. What am I looking for to enter this trade? So if you can hear that, the bells in the background. Let me close that. That's it. It should stop now. Okay. So what am I looking for to enter this trade? I'm looking for a lower low. I'm looking for this particular market to drop lower than it was previously. Okay, which is considered a lower low. Means that it is dropping lower than the lowest point it was previously. Okay, so I'm looking for this to come down to this point. So I can't enter this trade just yet. Reason being, because this trade is going to retest. Okay, this trade is going to retest. What do I mean by retest? Let me move that. Let me take this off. Let me take this off. Okay, so this trade is going to retest. So this trade has gone up, come down. Okay, what you might see is this sort of action, retest up here, and then the drop. Okay, so I'm waiting for that drop to take place and to create a lower low. Then I'll be in this trade for a sell. So this is NZD CAD for the sell. Okay, this is what I'll be looking at. So guys, you don't need now to do any chart work here. Is all you need is the coordinates. You just need the coordinates, which is this here. Okay, this will be your profit. This will be your stop loss, and this is a 2-to-1 ratio trade. Okay, this is a 2-to-1 ratio trade. What does that mean for you? It means if you risk, so let me put that back up because you might be copying it. If you risk 20, you can make 40. Okay, you're risking 20 to make 40. Now that is a really good ratio to work with. Okay, if you continue with that ratio, whether it's 2-to-1, 2-to-1, 3-to-1, 4-to-1, whatever it is, they're very, very good ratios to work with. Okay. Okay, so let's have a look at a few more charts that I've got marked up. Okay, so I've also got this chart marked up as well, which is USD JPY. I'm not always keen on JPY pair types. I think there a lot of manipulation goes on in the market with that particular pair type. But this is a trade that I've marked up and I'm looking for a buy. Okay, this is a trade I'm looking for a buy. Why? Because we've just for some reason got stuck on this zone. This is a really strong zone, a strong zone for a ceiling and a strong zone for a floor. At the moment, I'm looking for this to be the floor and buy up. Okay, buy up. Okay, so this is the coordinates for this, which is once again, this is not really a 2-to-1 trade, but you can make it a 2-to-1 by just easily coming up to this zone here, which I do believe it will come up to as well. Okay, so there's the coordinates for that as well. I'll drop this in the groups as well, guys. And remember, these is more for educational purposes, so that you can backtrack, you can back test on why we took this trade, what was his thinking behind that trade, why did it go to that zone, why was it correct, why was it incorrect? Okay, because that's what's going to make you a better trader at the end of the day. Also have AUD Chef as well. I believe we are going to get a buy up on this as well. Okay, we are going to get a buy up on this as well, which is a 2-to-1 ratio trade. Then we have USD CAD. I don't believe I've marked this one up just yet because I'm waiting to see what it does. If it breaks through the floor, it breaks through the ceiling. So guys, they're the markups that I'm going with this week. I'm probably going to have a lot more as well. But one of the things that I really want you to do is start to make notes, guys. Start to journal your stuff. Start to make notes on the pair type, on the time frame, why you're taking a trade, and so on and so on. Because something I'm going to touch on, which Derek touched on earlier, which is your psychology around trading, is so important. It's so important. The quicker you can get over losing, the better and the easier it's going to be for you in this trading journey. If you're somebody that hates losing money, you have one or two options here. You either abide by the risk management and lose very, very, very little, or you become super selective over the trades that you take, meaning that you might want to take one or two trades a week. Okay. One or two trades a week. If you go with great risk management, you could easily take 10 to 15 trades a week. Easy. Okay. Even if it's just copy and paste, 10 to 15 trades a week. I believe I think that when I was in my like first year of trading, guys, I was taking every single trade. I was taking every single trade. But what I did, which I'm going to give you another nugget, is that I didn't only have one account, okay, for demo, even for demo. I had at least three accounts. And what I was doing, I was using one account for all my harmonics trades. I was using one account for all my signals, all the signals. And then I was using my third account for my own analysis. Okay. On MT5 on your phone, it's very easy to switch between your accounts and you can name your accounts as well. Okay. You can call it trial account. You can call it um, harmonics account. You can call it signals account. Okay. So that way you're not confused about why you've taken this trade in this particular time frame or on this particular account. Okay. So that's my nuggets to you guys. Guys, what I want to do, that's enough me, rambling on talking. I know it's a lot of information, but I want to open up for a very, very quick Q&A. I want to open up for a very, very quick Q&A. If you want, just unmute yourself. Just unmute yourself. Jump on for a very, very quick Q&A, or at least drop something in the chat for us to kind of like go through or explain on this call. I see there's a question here anyway. It says, does it matter when a trade was put on Manara as the one you just looked at was complete at 6 p.m.? Okay, so even though it's complete at 6 p.m., if the chart hasn't actually moved, it potentially means that that market is closed. Okay, that market is closed. Okay, now if you're trading a pair type where the market is closed versus a pair type where the market is open, you can place the trade. Okay, you can still place the trade. Okay, I would go over things like spreads and stuff like that, but we've got a lot of newbies, and I believe you can learn that through the academies. Okay. And also the time frame on Manara might not be exactly the same time frame as where you live. Okay, because the time frame is taken from a US standpoint. Okay, so it might not be the same time frame as where you live. Okay. The accuracy is brilliant. Yep, 100%. Do you use your phone or a laptop to view this? This needs to be viewed on a laptop or a PC, but you can take the trade on your phone. You can also have MT5 on your PC as well. You can take the trade on PC as well. Let's see. Guys, is there any questions? Feel free to unmute yourself. Is there any questions?
Hey, I got a question, Jay.
Yeah, go for it.
When do you go about marking up your charts? Like what time of day?
So I try to choose two different time frames, either before London session, which is going to be early morning for me. I'm an early riser. I wake up at 4:30 every single morning. So for me, marking up charts at like 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m. is no problem for me. Alternative outside of that, I try to if I miss that, let's say I'm electrical engineer as well. So sometimes I have emergency jobs, sometimes I'm working in cyber centers and all these types of things where I'm not going to have access to my laptop or whatever the case is. I would try to aim for marking up before the US opening.
Okay.
Okay. Now, alternatively, if I've missed both of those, I'll just mark up anytime. Okay, I will just mark up anytime, but I will make sure I'm sort of utilizing and pivoting for that time frame. So I'm marking up charts now for tomorrow's opening before London session.
Got it.
Yeah. But it's
Okay.
important that you find what time frames work for you as well. Everybody's different. Your family's different. Work is different. All of these types of things are different, right? So it's important
Gotcha.
that you work out what works for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then how do you go about choosing your currency pairs?
Okay. So this is a bit of it's a very broad question because you can choose whatever currency pair types you like, but along your journey, you're going to get used to certain currency pair types.
Okay.
Okay. My rule is this: don't trade everything. Don't become a trader of all pair types. What's the saying? What's that saying again? Don't become a uh
Jack of all trades.
A
that's
master of
right, a
none?
jack of that's right. Don't become a jack of all trades and a master of none, right? So
Yeah.
therefore, as you're learning, trade everything. Just trade, 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 trade. But as you go along, you're going to see the certain pair types that you're going to be like, okay, I understand the movement of this a little bit more. So therefore, I'm going to stick with that. So my list, I'm going to show. Let me share my screen again. Okay, I'm going to share my screen again. Uh, So the list that you see here on the right hand side, you see what I'm moving. That's not my list. This is only the list that I'm using because I wanted to make sure that there was some trades or some pair types that was universal to everybody. Okay. But if I go here, if I open up my watch list, you can see it's much shorter, right? So these are the currency pair types that I would generally trade on a day-to-day basis. Okay, you can see it's much shorter. Now, even out of all of this, I'm probably going to trade three or four. That's it, three or four. Yeah. So I hope that helps.
Definitely.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. Um, Derek, is there anything that you want to drop on, or is there any more questions from you guys?
Guys, don't be shy. Don't be shy. Okay, don't be shy.
We've got a lot of shy people in the house,
Because
man.
when the 1980s bangers come out, when it's like Kende, you guys start dancing. Yeah, don't forget. Don't forget. I seen some of you guys, over the years, right? Hey. So guys, ask the question. Ask the question. Ask the question. Anything, guys.
Hey,
This is very
I
important.
do have another question. This may sound like a stupid question, but what sort of computer setup do you go with? Are you using like a PC, Apple?
It's first of all, it's not a silly question. Um, it's actually really a relevant question. I'm going to tell you why, because you want to make sure that you have a PC that is up to date. I'm going to explain why. Because the transfer rate of what you're using needs to be up to speed. You don't want to use some PC, some old Windows Vista or some generation one Apple Mac or whatever the case is. You want to make sure that you've got something that is, really up to speed. It doesn't matter. I know there's some people that will say Apple is the best and rare, 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 rah, rah, rah. But it doesn't. No,
Jermaine. You know what?
there we
How
go.
dare you
Look, there
say
we go.
rah rah? Bring out. Hey, there's the Kristen DC. See, I was waiting for her. Listen. Anyway.
It really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter what setup you've got. Some people say to me, look, I used to have a system, I used to have a setup where there was free screens. Some people say to me, do you need the free screens and all this sort of stuff? You've got to develop your system as you go along. But I can tell you this, Eric, one of the things I can definitely tell you, as you go further in your journey, it gets easier.
Okay.
So now I'm marking up off of a tablet, bro. I can do it anywhere now. Do you know what I mean? So it's going to get easier as you go along. One of the things that I will say is for you to have a great starter kit. Have a laptop if possible. Have a PC if possible, and your phone. Obviously, you're going to have MT5, MT4 on your phone. If you've got those three things as a starter pack, you're good to go.
Perfect.
You're good to go. Mo's on here laughing. Listen, if it was between an Apple and a PC thing, I'm prepared to go for the trade for trade challenge on
Right?
anyone
I
that has
mean,
has
listen,
an
we could
Apple
do it.
device.
We could do it. Listen, I'm ready. Chris,
I'm going for
listen,
trade for trade challenge, man.
you can go trade for trade. Listen, guys, put in the chat box. What are you, Team Android or Team Apple? Because I need to settle this once and for all, right? I was good.
I'll be settled. You lot are just rebellious and done, yes? So just no, don't go there.
There we go.
Don't let me come bring the scriptural basis now, yeah?
Please welcome the spokeswoman for please let us welcome the spokeswoman for Android.
Listen, Derek, you know how I say though, I will literally pinpoint everything that is wrong and everything that is right.
Don't worry about it. I listen, guys. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think the charts look better on a MacBook. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I mean? It's just clean. You know what I mean? But no. It's all good.
What exactly?
Yeah. Don't worry, more. I'm gonna sign up for you later, man. But guys, any more questions? Anything else you want to ask? Anything, guys? There's no such thing as a bad question. Okay.
Not question, but obviously just going through the Monara myself personally. Yes, guys, technology is about it's AI. Yeah, we know this. There is a lot to learn from the charting. If you're someone that doesn't know things about candlestick patterns, etc., you know, I urge every single individual on this call. It's okay for us to come on live and talk about, you know, charting and how to analyze, etc. But really do familiarize yourself with the education aspect of it, because there is a lot to offer in the education. There's two academies, the Swipe to Trade Academy, and you've also got the ECA Academy, right? Go through both of them, right? Go through both of them because they've both got areas, and I think specifically on the Swipe to Trade Academy, where you can actually, there's quite a few video tutorials about the different types of patterns and candlestick patterns that are more so on the side of technical analysis. And what I want people to start doing when they're using the Monaro as well, as much as it is AI and it can be quite accurate, sometimes not so accurate, also get in the mode of, and this is something that's helped me to get more accurate with my trades, is also get in the mode of also checking out the fundamental analysis. So stuff like the Forex Factory, the news, because sometimes you might get a markup that it might not necessarily go in that direction, simply because, I mean, right now, guys, like the market this week alone has been mad volatile. Why? Because there's so much war and stuff like that going on. So one thing I would say is just get used to checking the two, just to see if you can get a bit more accurate, and not even just that, just to test your knowledge as well on what it is that you're looking for in the markets, how it affects the markets, so that you can better understand price movements and obviously the market structure as well. So that's just one thing that I just wanted to add there.
Thank you so much. That was so insightful. Honestly, the real value of education, guys, is key, because again, these calls are really, you know, the education aspect is, they say it's 90% mindset and 10% practical, but that 10% you still got to have that 10%, you know, and it's like that 10% that we're learning, we're actually applying it, utilizing the mindset that we're learning. That's why we always encourage personal growth, listen to the audios, you know, saying the affirmations, because it will go side by side. And those videos, you know, watch them more than once. You know what I mean? I know Christy's watched them more than once. You know, we've watched videos over and over again to get the concept and understand certain things. And as you guys move forward, of course, I was saying this to Eric, who just got started today, and also to Sylvia from Norway, that, you know, there's different stages you're gonna learn from. And Jermaine, I'm sure you have something to add on that as well, in terms of like the stages to learn. Like, what would you recommend for someone? Of course, people want to mark up charts on day one, but of course they will get there. So how did you personally get through that process where you started to, like, what was the transition from you going from copying trades to then, you know, utilizing softwares and then now doing your own setups?
So it's first of all, it's years, guys. It's years. This is not months. This is years. And if I can just be, you know, make the story short and just kind of streamline it so that you can understand the process. Literally, it is taking first of all, education, watching the education. Second of all, live sessions, Okay, because then that will confirm the education for you. Third, copy paste, use Manara, use everything that you have available to you to take the trades. You do that for a period of time. Once you're comfortable with, taking the trades, etc., then you're going to start to ask questions. Why did that happen in that particular trade? Which for us is called back testing. Okay, so you want to start to look back at why this particular thing happened. Now that takes time out of your day because you now have to go back and see that loss or that win, and you have to now apply it to the chart, the entry, the take profit, and all that sort of stuff. So you can now start to understand how the market moves. Alongside of that, you're still doing the education. Alongside of that, you're still jumping on the live sessions. Alongside of that, you're still taking trades from swipe to trade, Manara, and everything else. And then eventually, what seems like chaos and madness for your psychology starts to become ones and zeros like Neo in the Matrix. You start to actually see things before they happen. Okay, but this is a lengthy process. This is a lengthy process. Have you noticed that, Derek? Let me ask you this question as well. Have you noticed that unfortunately the the portion of average traders versus the portion of good traders is completely different?
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. Okay, I got an answer for that, but let me ask you, why do you think that's the case?
I believe that's the case because there are some people that are way more disciplined and consistent in what they want to achieve in this area, in this space, than others. I truly believe it's that. I don't believe it's a thing of capability. I don't believe it's a thing of um, understanding or anything like that. I know we're all wired differently, we all think differently, and so on and so on. And I'm not a psychologist. I am a coach by profession, guys. I have trained as a coach. I'm a certified coach. Okay. So when I talk about these things, um, I do have some understanding and some education behind it. But I don't necessarily believe that trading is something that um, anybody can do this.
Mm.
Anybody can do this. But there is a certain commitment that you have to give to it. Some people make four figures in a month. Think of this, guys. Some people make four figures in a month. In the UK, the average salary, I don't know, people are making maybe 1,500, 1,700 a month, average. Like that's like low end. Okay. And then there's some of us that are making 1,700 in a day.
Yeah.
In trading.
The past 2 days, I made £1,500. And
Facts.
I only took about 7 trades. And you guys saw yesterday, I dropped the receipts. I made a withdrawal yesterday to my Bitcoin, hit my Bitcoin in 10 minutes. And I paid for my son's school fees for the rest of the month. His school fees are $1,500 a month. Paid for it. So when I say, guys, don't play with this skill set, this is really not a game. Like, it's really changing people's lives. Like, there's people out here that are really, like, it's one of the most incredible skill sets. And to answer your question, why is it that you people are average? I think you're right. People are not intentional enough, because obviously the whole like culture of like just doing the bare minimum, I think that's something that I think as a trading community, worldwide community, I think there's obviously different companies, different systems, different traders, but we're all one family when you think about it. We're all representing this trading thing, and there's people outside the trading space that said, oh, this doesn't work and this is that. You guys know the stories, right? The skeptical people. But that's because sometimes of how trading is misrepresented, and it's made to seem like you can come in and buy a Lambo tomorrow. It really does take grit and determination, but it's being intentional about every single day. Like, I write down guys, I got into, I done a trade today. It hit TP, USD CHF. Every trade that I place, I move my stop loss to entry. I don't when it gets to a certain level, when it gets to a certain amount of pips, when I'm like approaching TP, I will move it. And that's how I protect my capital. I haven't built an account in a long time, and I've taken big trades. But even if I take a loss, I've disciplined my mind, and I've got rid of a lot of the things that I've been through in my childhood. This is a very deep topic. Trading is not just about copying a trade on Solex or whatever. You have to address some of the things that you've gone through in your childhood, in your life, that's causing you to react to certain things in a certain way. So I had to address, I'm not going to go too deep into it, but that's like my growing up as a child and certain things that I encountered. I was like, okay, that's why I believe in getting the mindset training. That's why I believe in things like therapy, because ever since I addressed certain things in my like the past 3 years, like the first 4 years of my journey as a trader, I was doing okay. But then the past 3 years, I've grown so much in trading because I've understood that it's not just about copying a trade or taking a trade. It's about understanding, being congruent with yourself and knowing, okay, we all have intuition. We all know when a trade is not supposed to be taken. Not every trade that comes out, I take it. Because if I hit my target for the day, I'm done. And and I think just being congruent, being intentional, healing you, like the best traders are the ones that are the most they're the most congruent with themselves. They love themselves. They do the affirmations. They walk in nature. Like I don't trade if I'm wearing like uncomfortable clothing, or if I'm I have to be in a comfortable zone. I have to be listening to certain jazz music or gospel music, or I don't trade when I'm hungry because I get erratic. I don't trade after an argument. I don't trade if I'm not in the best of moods. I don't trade if I'm tired. I don't trade if I'm in a rush to go somewhere. I take my time. I mark up the charts. I look for setups, and we execute with the app. So yeah, to answer your question, I think people are not intentional enough. You guys have got to be intentional. This is a real skill set. Like you can literally make what I used to make, like couple 3-4 grand a month in my job, and we make that in a couple of days in trade. And that's not even including the network marketing income that we've earned. This is outside of network marketing, right? I've fallen in love with trading again. The past month, I said this to you guys on a call the other day. The past 6 to 8 weeks, I've really fallen back in love with these charts, man. I've always made money in trading, but it's a difference between just doing it for the sake of doing it and actually loving the process of it and really putting people onto opportunity. So you guys are in for a treat. We've got so much planned. We're going to do a physical boot camp. I think, Jermaine, we're planning some venues right now. I'm going to drop some flyers. We're going to do a physical boot camp. We're going to all link up together and go to a location and trade together for the day, do trainings, do seminars when it comes to trading, and of course everything else. So yeah, that's a real. You got to be congruent with yourself. You got to be very intentional on what you want to do here. You got to write down the goals, write down how much you want to make. Like have like a dollar bill or whatever it is, and write down your goal on it, and manifest yourself accomplishing this money. Manifest yourself making that money. Manifest these blues, baby. You know what I mean? So, any more questions, guys? We're going to close off in a minute.
Guys, don't be shy, man. Love those questions. Let's see. Is it possible to trade? Is it possible for a trade to be going well but recorded as a loss? No, not. There's only one way that a trade could be going in the correct direction, but still in a loss. There's something which is called a spread, okay, which fluctuates for different currency pairs. Sometimes the spread can be so big that when you enter the trade, you might be in a big minus before it then goes into a plus. Okay, so when you're taking trades on, like, let's say you're taking trades on a standard lot size. A standard lot size you should not be using unless you have an account that's over 10K. Okay, so let's say you're using a standard lot size and you enter a trade where the spread is big. The spread is where there is nothing you can do about that because it's an ask and bid price. It's all to do with the market. The commission is going to go to the broker, etc., etc. If you're using a standard, you might enter a trade and you might be minus 100, £200 just by entering the trade. but it's going in your direction. Okay. Eventually, it will go into profit, but that time whilst it's dealing with the gap on the spread, you might be in a minus. So that's the only really time that can happen. Alternatively, if the trade is going in your direction, if you're buying and the trade is buying up, you're selling, the trade is selling, you're going to be in profit. Yeah, you're going to be in profit. So it should never be recorded as a loss. Okay.
And you guys, make sure you have a journal. Okay, like have a note. I've got my black book here. I record all my trades. I'm not gonna say every single trade, but we record a lot of trades on here, and treat it like a business, man. Put the lot size you put in, put the currency pair you used, and how much pips. You know, it's funny, Jay. I'm not sure if he was on the call today with Abdullah, right? So I mean, it's just incredible, man. I was on the phone with Hezron, and I said, "Oh, bro, it's 2:30." So I literally on my other phone, I came into the session. Yeah, Abdullah's on. He's like, "Guys, we're ready. Buy. 1 pip, 2 pip, 3 pip, 4 pip, 5 pip, 6 pip." Guys, it was just amazing. This guy just milked the system. He didn't even done amazing. And he goes, "I want to see if it's gonna go up. That is the question. He's amazing." And it's like, but I wrote down. I think we caught about 5 or 6 pips. I didn't catch the whole move. I mean, whatever. I made about, I think, £80 from that move. But I wrote it down. I was like, man, that's pretty good, right? So, guys, make sure you're on that session with Abdullah because he's a genius, man.
Listen, on those sessions, you have to use one-click trading because otherwise, I see so many people. Yeah. Oh, what's take profit one? What's stop loss? Like, if you're not a scalper or don't know the life of a scalper and want to know if that's your way how to trade, I beg you, plug into his calls, and you will soon find out if whether or not you're a scalper.
Yeah. He's scalped so much. You're gonna need a scalpel for your own head. Scalpel, man. Literally, take off your scalp. It's unbelievable, man. It's unbelievable. Jay, you know what? Bianca just said something. We're gonna call these sessions Triple T. What was it? Tuesday. Bianca, what is it? Tuesday trading call. Sis, you need to say it, please. You need to say it because I can't remember. You're being summoned.
Oh, hello.
Sis, you're being summoned.
Tuesday's team trading call.
Tuesday
Are you on the
trading.
Triple T call? Yeah.
The Triple T call. What do you think about that? That's so dope, right? We're gonna have to get that flight updated.
Yeah, Triple T. Yes.
Strong. That's very strong.
So Tuesday team trading call. So we just call it Triple T, and that way we know that everybody has to be on Triple T every Tuesday.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That's yeah.
Perfect. I like that.
I love that. Yes, sir.
Okay, guys, look, just before we jump up, I know I had some charts that were already moving in certain directions. So I'm gonna just share my screen one more time to see what's happening here. So my alarm's just been going off for one of the trades. Boom. So GBP USD has taken a nice fall. So anybody that was in this trade will be in profit. I get it. This was a snapshot, so you might have not seen it, but you'll be in profit for this particular trade. As you can see, heading in the right direction. And my alarm went off for AUD CAD as well. So AUD CAD, we're looking for this dropout as well. It's right by entry. We're looking for this dropout. So let's see what happens with that. But majority of these I will post in the group, guys. I will post it before and after, so that obviously you know the markup was done before the trade actually initiated. Okay. So yeah, so that's it from me. As these calls go on, we're gonna get more spicy with it. We're gonna get more. As you guys are the 1 month guys, you'll become 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. So you'll understand a lot more about what we're talking about. We'll always have new people coming in, but the more people that we can have from a standpoint of, what do you mean your alarm? Okay, so cool. That's a really good question. So on TradingView, let me just share and show you this very, very quickly. On TradingView, you can set yourself an alarm. Okay, I think if you have a basic a free package, you only get like 3 alarms or something like that. But if you have a paid for package, you get multiple alarms. I think like 20 or 30, whatever it is. So just watch where my mouse is. Okay. Watch where my mouse is. You see this little plus sign right here where my mouse is right now? Okay. If you click that, it's going to come up with this box. Okay. So you can add an alert. You could add an alert. Now I've got a broker that's linked to TradingView. Okay. So I can actually take a trade from TradingView as well. Okay. Normally I don't, I just use my phone MT5 and so on and so on. But if I click on add alert to this particular trade, as you can see, it's come up with this line, and that's my alarm. Now I can move this alarm up and down. Okay, I can move this alarm up and down. So if I place it right here by my entry, when this hits my entry, my PC will start making some sort of noise. It will either be beeping or whatever the case is, but it will let me know that this particular trade is where my alarm is. Now, when you hook up your when you hook up your TradingView, make sure it's connected to your phone with the same login, because the same alarm that's going to go on here is going to come on my phone as well. Okay, so I don't really miss trades if I'm really intentional about taking that trade. Do I miss a lot of trades throughout the day? Yes, I do, because sometimes I can't get to my phone, whatever the case is. But once I hear the alarm, I know that there's some sort of movement in the market. Okay, and it's hit my trigger. Okay, so I hope that kind of explains it in terms of how the alarm actually works. Makes sense. Thank you. No problem at all. Yeah, so guys, look, what we'll do, we're going to close out this call. Thank you so much for being attentive. Guys, a couple of things that I just want to drop in for you as well. When you're coming to these calls, try to come with a notepad and pen. Come with a notepad and pen, because a lot of the information that we're explaining to you can be overload as well. So you want to make sure that you just write it down. Even if you forget about it, you can come back, digest the information again, and so on and so on. Okay, because there's a lot of information that we do share on these calls. Yeah. So Kobe, what are you saying, man?
Kobe and Shaq. Kobe and Shaq. Yeah. This is solid, man. Solid. I mean, Kobe and Shaq. Five. What they won? Five. I think Shaq won 4 rings. Kobe won 5 rings. Hey, man, we here. We're excited. We're grateful. We want to give you guys much value. Like we really want to give as much value as possible. We want to help as many people as possible. The group chat is 1,000 6-figure traders, and we really want to make that a reality. You know, so yeah, let's make it happen, guys. Make it happen. This recording will be on the channel, and let's make Forex even better than it was. My question was not answered. It was okay. What was the question? Sorry. Go ahead.
I had difficulty to understand entry points in a live trade. I just find way too much arrows, get confused. Okay, cool. Should I handle that one, Derek?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Okay, cool. So let me bring up my chart again. I'm going to show you from a basic standpoint. So first of all, there's only one entry per trade. There's only ever one entry per trade. Okay. So let's say, for instance, no, that's not what I want. That's not what I want. What do I want? I want. Hold on one sec, guys. I'm looking for a particular tool that I never use. Okay, here we go. Where is it? Sorry, bear with me, guys. As I said, I don't use a particular tool, but it's gonna make sense now. I'll just do it on text. Okay. Right. So this will be your entry. Okay. And I'm making this as part of my trade. Okay. So this will be your entry. Once you've entered this particular trade, the entry for this trade will be here. Okay, so this will be the entry for this particular trade. Okay. Oh, there we go. So one thing you have to remember is that unless you are placing a pending order, you do not need to insert the entry. Okay, you're just going to insert an instant execution, which is either going to be a buy or a sell. That's it. Okay, so this will be your entry. Above here now will be your stop loss, and down here will be your take profit. Okay, so there's only 3 bits of information that you actually need to know. But one of them you're not going to enter unless you are creating a pending order. Okay, the pending order will go over in next week's because it needs a bit of time for you guys to see the examples of what a pending order is. Okay, so that's where your entry is. If that was clear, let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat if that was clear. Okay, perfect. So when you're seeing other things like on the side here and all these numbers and all this sort of stuff, don't worry, they're not your entries. Your entry will be where you're going to get into the trade, and that's it. Yeah, cool. All right, that's it, guys. Very, very clear. Okay, perfect. So, guys, look, we look forward to see you next week. We're gonna have some topics next week. We're gonna have some people on next week. That are gonna give you
So
more
says,
value as
please
well.
explain again.
Oh, please explain again.
Vivian,
Yeah.
Auntie Vivian. Okay, you want to do it one more time? Can you please go over the entry bit?
Yeah, of course, of course.
One more guy, don't worry, one more guy. I know it's been 2 hours. We're gonna almost done. We're gonna give, yeah, by any means necessary.
That's it. So your entry is where you get into the trade. Okay. So you're gonna have 3 bits of information. In fact, I won't have enough time. I was gonna log on my phone actually. It's okay, we can do it here. So you're gonna have 3 bits of information. You're gonna have your entry. You're gonna have your take profit, also known as TP. You're gonna have your entry, and you're going to have your SL, also stop loss, also known as SL. Okay, they're the 3 bits of information that you are going to need, that you're going to use when you're trading. Now let's take it back to Manara, okay, and I can show you where the entry is. So for Manara, this was called out, okay. This was called out today around 12 o'clock, okay. This was the entry right here, where it says entry, right here. It means that you either at this point you're going to buy or you're going to sell the market. Either, just the only 2 options you have, either to buy or sell the market. As I said, there are pending orders. We'll go over that next week. Okay. Once you've entered the market by pressing buy or sell, you then can go back and modify the chart, modify the trade by entering your target or your stop loss. That is it. Okay. So the entry, you're not inserting those numbers. You're either going to press buy or sell, and then you enter the trade that way. You're going to have a section which is red and a section which is blue or green, which is going to be for your stop loss and your target. Okay. I hope that is a bit more clearer. So if I was taking this particular trade, this would have been my entry on the chart. I would have pressed sell, and then I would have put this as my target, and I would have put this as my stop loss. Okay. That's it. Can you go? Okay. Yeah, very, very true as well. Sometimes, even if the information is not clear to you right now, just going over the recording and practice, guys, you got to apply action to what you do. Okay, if you go over the recording, then do the actual task itself. Yeah. Okay, perfect, perfect. Good, 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 good. All right, we're good to go, Derek.
Let's go, guys. See you on next week's call. Well, Sunday, Jay. We're gonna go through. It'll be a shorter call on Sunday. Sunday's a very short call. It's like a market structure call, getting you guys ready for the new trading week. Again, we're gonna have a lot of people get started between now and Sunday. So of course, it'll be half onboarding, half markups really for the new week. I'll keep you guys updated on the goal that I'm looking at, and I'm excited, man. Let's make it happen, Jay. So yeah, see you guys soon.
I'm very excited to make more money, bro.
Hey Jay, I think you're gonna close up the call with some music. Just give him a banger. Give him one track. I'll leave you to close it off, man. Love you guys. Let's.
All right, guys, take it easy, man. Let's go.